When we talk about sustainability within telecoms, we often focus on the environmental aspect of ESG, while the social aspect, including diversity, equity and inclusion, is often neglected. And this is pretty reflective of the state of the industry today, where there's a significant dominance of men and a lack of representation from minority groups. In STL Partners' Sustainability Scorecard, we benchmarked the performance of 70 telecoms and tech companies globally against 7 sustainability-related criteria, one of which is diversity and inclusion. And our research showed that 17% of companies are severely lagging within this space. They don't report publicly on any diversity metrics, they haven't set any targets to work towards, and if they do have initiatives in place to improve inclusivity, then they don't have any public information about them. And almost half the companies we assessed sit in the category above, which means they do pay reference to D&I in their annual report, but they still don't outline any tangible initiatives or report on any diversity metrics. So it's clear to see that there are huge steps to be taken across the industry to start embedding diversity and inclusion into company strategies, which raises the question, what should telcos be doing to improve their D&I? So one really important element is increasing reporting and accountability. All telcos should be publicly reporting on their diversity metrics and progress. And by setting measurable targets and sharing progress openly, these companies hold themselves accountable and encourage continuous improvement. Best practice is not just to report on minority representation, such as the proportion of women, ethnic minorities or disabilities in the workplace, but to also show how that's reflected in the pay gap, and then also what the breakdowns look like within senior management as well as across the whole company. Increasing transparency through reporting is a great first step, but telcos also need to be actively driving change. So I'm going to touch on a few examples of potential initiatives that telcos could adopt to improve their DE&I. The first is employee resource groups. So these provide a supportive community for employees from across minority backgrounds, and they serve as platforms for networking, mentorship and collaboration with company leadership to help drive diversity and inclusion initiatives. Another thing telcos could do is introduce training and awareness programs, such as mandatory training sessions or online modules, and they can increase awareness of unconscious bias, microaggressions and inclusive practices. And this can be particularly effective during the hiring process to coach employees on inclusive hiring best practice. To further improve inclusivity of hiring, telcos can actively seek candidates from underrepresented groups. That could be through partnerships with diverse organisations, participation in minority-focused career fairs, or expanded outreach to universities that have diverse student populations. The final type of initiative I'll touch on is supplier diversity programmes. These programmes aim to increase the representation of businesses owned by underrepresented groups in the supply chain, with support through measures such as reduced payment terms, and this helps to support more inclusive economic growth and provides opportunities for diverse entrepreneurs.